Hello everyone, and welcome back to our weekly series of Is the Shrine Worth It? The series where we have a look at the perks and the Shrine secrets and see if they're really worth your 2,000 iridescent shards each. This week we have a pretty strange shrine, because we have loads of licensed perks, but unfortunately they're not very strong perks. But nevertheless, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. We have perks from the Dredge, Cheryl, Leon, and the Shape. Those perks are Septic Touch, Repressed Alliance, Bite the Bullet, and Save the Best for last. Let's get into the survivor perks first. Our first survivor perk is Bite the Bullet. When healing, you and the survivor you're healing make no noise, including grunts of pain. There is no noise notification on failed healing skill checks, and healing regresses only by 1%. This is what it looks like in game. I think this perk is the strongest one in the shrine this week. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Bite the Bullet is a great perk for both players who are new to the game and have loads of experience. For newer players, it means that your skill checks that you miss are not punished so vigorously. And for older players who have more experience with this perk, you can chuck it in builds that allow you to completely evade the killer and hide around corners and heal, and it's really strong. Whether you like this perk or not, whether you think it's strong or not, it is from Leon, and Leon is a licensed character, so 100% it's worth picking up. I say this almost every week, but it is 100% worth picking up perks that are from licensed characters, because the only other way that you're going to get them is by buying the character with real life money. Our second survivor perk is Repressed Alliance. Repressed Alliance activates after repairing generators for a total of 45 seconds. When repairing a generator while the perk is active, press the active ability 1 to call upon the entity to block the generator for 30 seconds. The perk deactivates. This interaction is not available if survivors are repairing the generator. Affected generators will be revealed by a white aura to all survivors. This is what it looks like in game. Now, talk about niche perk. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10. I don't see many builds where you would ever want to run this perk. Back in the meta where Pop Goes the Weasel was very common, this was a great perk as it would let you control the generators as survivors. However, time has gone on and this is really just a niche perk, and I'm not really sure I've ever seen anyone run this. Maybe when I first started playing the game years ago, but I really wouldn't put it in any of my builds. However, this is from Cheryl, and Cheryl is licensed, so I would say it's still worth picking up. Behavior can rework and change perks all the time, so if you pick up a licensed character's perk, it could actually be strong in the future. It's still worth picking up in my opinion. Let's move on to the killer perks. Our first killer perk is Save the Best for last. Earn a token for each successful basic attack that is not dealt to the obsession. Each token grants a stackable 4% decreased successful basic attack cooldown. You can earn up to 8 tokens. When you hit the obsession with a basic attack or a special attack, lose 2 tokens. You cannot gain tokens as long as your obsession is sacrificed or killed. This is what it looks like in game, also with a side by side on how quick these successful basic attack cooldowns are. I'm going to give this perk a 7 out of 10. It was very strong back in the day, and I think maybe through changes and nerfs it's not as strong as it used to be, but I can definitely see a world where people would run this in their builds. You can see a very noticeable difference between the 4% stacked and the 4% not there. This perk is a tricky one. As of this week, they have announced that the Shape, Michael Myers, will be coming out of the game, which means when that happens in January, you will be able to get all of his perks as baseline perks in the Blood Web. So unless you are absolutely gagging for this perk, I would say stay away from it, as you're going to get it for free in about a month's time. Our fourth and final perk is Septic Touch. Whenever a survivor performs the healing action within your terror radius, that survivor suffers from blindness and exhausted. These effects linger for 30 seconds after a healing action is interrupted by any means. This is kind of what it looks like in game. This is a really tough perk to show, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I don't really see why you'd run this over any other perk that would make you much stronger, because it doesn't really give you any aura and it doesn't give you any gen regression, so I would probably not run this in any of my builds. On top of it not being a very strong perk, it's not from a licensed character, so I really wouldn't bother with this in the shrine, just stay well away from it. So to recap this week, we want to pick up the 2 survivor perks, Repressed Alliance and Bite the Bullet. We kind of want to stay away from Save the Best for Last because it's coming free in a month, but if you really want it, go ahead and buy it. And we want to also stay away from Septic Touch because it's from a non-licensed character. Thanks for watching this video. I'll be releasing more videos as time goes on. See you soon. Bye.